Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, what is good, what is good, what is good? Of course, you know who I be, good doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again. Not necessarily breaking news, but something that I think is definitely noteworthy of a travel update, gentlemen, that I think might have a couple of you guys a little bit intrigued and a little bit perked up about the future outlook for our travels as foreigners to the Philippines. All right, but before I get into it, guys, I want to make sure that I note that nothing is definitive yet. Nothing is 100% official yet. All that we are going to talk about is what is potentially proposed. All right? This is what they're hoping they'll be able to do, but nothing that they have automatically said it's going to be 100%. All right? So my news source is coming from the Philippine Star, guys, and it says the DOT, the Department of Transportation or Department of Tourism, proposes a green lane for vaccinated foreigners. All right? The article was posted on May 22nd of 2021, and basically, without going through it, because I will leave that linked in the description area below, basically the Department of Tourism recommends lifting the restrictions for inbound foreign nationals by putting up a green lane for tourists who have completed their vaccination doses. As you guys know, I've already been vaccinated. I've gotten both doses. All right. For those that opt not to do it, again, I automatically understand why you don't want to do it. And a lot of you guys who have already opted to do it have probably opted to do it because, you know, that's likely going to be the only way that they're going to really allow us to really get to traveling again. All right. So like I said, they're trying to do this green lane thing, which is supposed to allow us as foreigners who have been vaccinated to fast track our entry into the country. Basically, it should allow us to be able to bypass the 14-day quarantine process and things like that because we already are officially vaccinated. Okay. The plan proposed is in order to, let's say, the green lane, I say, based on the quote from this article, says it will give the jobs back to many of our tourism workers and gradually revive the tourism industry under safe conditions. Now, that's one thing that I wanted to focus on in reference to what I picked up from this article. As you guys know, many live stream debates, many live stream conversations, some videos I've talked about this before, but the tourism industry in the Philippines is dying. It's dried up. It's like, it's sad, okay? And rightfully so. If you're not letting foreigners come in, or you're only letting certain foreigners come in, automatically you have to understand that the chances of your economy being able to survive without tourism, considering it had to at least be within the top two, top two of the country's income, you're gonna sit there and just drop it completely because of everything that's going on. Of course, your economy is going to suffer. All right, your economy is going to suffer. So with this proposal, and it seems like there's quite a few people that are backing the proposal, or a lot of people that are saying, okay, let's see how this goes, let's see how it plays out, let's see how it transacts, and let's see if we can vote on it and get people on board or not. With that, it's almost saying that they're admitting that they can't survive without tourism. The country is openly admitting that they can't survive. And again, I will say that for vaccinated foreigners, this is definitely some good news. Potentially. Let me make sure I note that. Potentially good news. Nothing is definitive. Nothing is 100%. But this green lane thing is definitely opening up the idea that they're going to be allowing us to travel back into the country. I told you guys if I got adopted, I'd be able to go back to the Philippines and stuff like that. And I probably still will get adopted if we ever think about doing it, just because it'd be cool to have it on paper and everything. But outside of that, this is another way in. And oftentimes, like I said, with the debates that we have about this particular topic of conversation, one thing that always comes up in my mind is, how bad are we really trying to get back to the Philippines for us that have already been there? And how bad are your first timers really trying to get there? I'm conflicted, and I always will be. The reason I'm always going to remain conflicted is because the country itself has undergone a lot of changes. And this has been since I have not been there. All right? Last time I was in there was 2019, guys. Last time I visited the Philippines was 2019. Last time I seen my young lady was in 2019, okay? So you imagine last summer and then potentially this summer coming, this summer of 2021. That'll officially mark 2 years that I have not traveled, myself personally. Has it gotten to me? I think about it from time to time, especially when I usually have my summers taken care of for me, right? I already know what I'm doing about this time. Like I told you guys, I would already have my plane ticket, already have my itinerary, already know where I'm going. Locked in. You understand? By the time June hit, man, your boy was outside of the United States, 100%. But, with the current changes and things, even if this Green Lane proposal is pushed through, I often think to myself, Doc, how bad do you really want to go to the Philippines right now? And are you going to be able to enjoy yourself in the country like you once did? And oftentimes I keep coming to the same conclusion, guys, that answer is no. The answer is no. I don't think that I'm going to be able to enjoy the Philippines like I once did. So why rush back to it? You know what I'm saying? I completely commend the efforts that they're trying to make in order to open the country for foreigners again. 100% I commend it. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great idea. Fuck. We need it, right? But how bad do we really want to go right now? I'm pretty sure that once those doors open, there are going to be a lot of you guys falling in. Not specifically yourselves, but there's going to be a lot more foreigners coming back into the country. 100%. I already know that's coming. So it's not as if they open the doors and then no tourism comes through. All right, I just can't imagine that if they do this Green Lane thing, and for anybody who has the vaccination and anybody who wants to travel, it's just not gonna go. I just can't see it happening. But we have to look at it from the opposite end too, man. It could potentially happen. It could potentially be that they open up the country, they allow vaccinated foreigners to go through this Green Lane process, and nobody shows up, or there's not a lot of people that show up or take advantage of that new opportunity. Okay? And I'm just looking through the article trying to figure out what's going on. The DOT spent $240 million to release 5,000 displaced tourism workers in the region. Okay, so basically the article is also going on to let you guys know that they're doing this for their people too. They're doing this for to revive the economy, to revive the tourism industry, to revive the jobs within the tourism community. So like I said, man, it benefits the economy when you have people working and when you have foreigners coming in and stuff like that. Like I said, this economy, specifically the Philippines, I know for a fact, Philippine economy can't survive without tourism. I mean, that goes without saying. Even though I know that the majority of the money that they come in that is not produced locally within the country is from OFWs, or your overseas Filipino workers sending money back home, which they refer to as remittances. Although I know for a fact that that's where the majority of their money is coming in, tourism is also a big part of that. Tourism contributes a lot to the money that the Philippine economy makes. And they literally can't afford to stay closed for another year. I think it will kill the country. Now, I'm not saying that Philippines needs foreign money to stay alive. I'm not saying that, but sometimes a lot of things are said without saying them. And you can kind of see exactly what I mean. It can only stay closed for so long before the Philippines, like I said, they got to start making some executive decisions that are going to benefit the country. Now, I understand the reason why they're trying to lock us out. I get it. I understand. But what I tell people time and time again is you can't seem to control the spread of this, whatever's going on in the country right now. So having some foreigners come in, that's supposed to make it worse. Now, I'm a knock on wood type of person, and I can say, oh my God, could it get any worse? And chances are you can say, yes, it could get it. It could definitely get worse. But I think that as long as us as foreigners follow protocol and we do exactly what they require of us, wear our masks, do what we have to do, I can't really see us being the reason that shit is gonna spread. You feel me? Especially if we vaccinated, right? Apparently this vaccination is supposed to tell us that we superhuman now. I understand that is bullshit, I'm sure. Whatever they shot my body is whatever it is. But hey, I got a card that said that I did my shit. Matter of fact, my card is right here in my little travel pack. Like I said, I had a backpack since, I want to say 3 months ago. I've already had my backpack. I got a go bag. I stay with a go bag. And I think you should stay with a go bag too, but that's neither here nor there. But like I said, I got the vaccine because I knew that was what they were going to require for us to travel. I was the last one to get it. I did it on the last day that they offered it for me. I wasn't the first in line. I didn't volunteer. I just said, fuck it, man. Weighing the pros and cons. I understand for those that don't want to do it. I get it. Don't put that poison in my body. I got it. But I'm to the point where I'm like, fuck it, I've already done it. If they put a tracker in me, I don't be doing no illegal activity anyways that I know of. So, I mean, they're going to follow me, go to school, and come home. I said, my life is pretty fucking boring. All right. So, the way I see it is like this, man. Tourism definitely needs to open up in the country. This is a potential step in the right direction, guys. All right. So read the article, man. Get the information. I didn't want to go through it all the way through, man. They're just talking about a whole bunch of things that I think, they're doing to benefit their country, keeping up with the pacing of the countries around them and what they're doing. You know, Thailand's got their own wave, Cambodia and things like that. Everybody's doing something different, and they're just trying to keep up, you know? So if they're going to allow us to do that and forego that little 14-day quarantine thing, I would sign up for it. I'd be like, hell yeah, man. But how bad do I really want to travel? I don't know. That's the question mark. All right. So enjoy the article, man. I hope this travel update is a look or a step in the right direction, something that's promising. A lot of you guys have been looking for some promising information, and I hope that I was able to provide. I know I'm not the first one to talk about this one, so I'm not going to act like I broke the damn news, but I will say this. It's definitely something that we should keep up with. And before I end, I got to make sure I shout out my man, David Foster, for bringing this particular information to my aura or within my realm. I appreciate it, my brother. I appreciate you bringing it to me. I'm not on the news every day looking to see what the Philippines is doing. I kind of got other shit to do. But, and the only reason I'm not really up to date on a lot of that shit is because, I really have already kind of just put it in my head that I wasn't even really going to the Philippines this year. So regardless whether they opened up or not, chances are I wasn't even going to be a part of that process. So yeah, the more you know, gentlemen, the more you know. All right, has been fun, it has been real. Doc is out. Check y'all on the next one. Peace.